So when I sat down and decided that I wanted to do a review for the Shadow of Rose Resident Evil Village DLC, I thought about it, and I was like, man, I need to sit down, I need to write a script, and I need to figure out what I want to talk about, how I want to talk about it. And every time I thought about sitting down and writing a script, I really thought, man, there's a lot of other stuff that I would rather be doing right now than this. And so I didn't. I didn't write a script. Because who needs a script? I don't need a script. And so this is Shadow of Rose review unscripted. Let's go ahead and get into it. In Shadow of Rose, you play as Rose Winters, Ethan Winters' daughter, obviously, trying to get rid of her powers, trying to go back just to be a normal girl. You know, everyone wants to just be a normal girl. Not get mocked at school for having, ooze, just being covered in ooze. Nobody wants to be the ooze girl. I know I didn't. Look where that got me. I'm here talking to myself alone in my room. Don't be the ooze girl. But she's trying to get rid of her powers. The only way that she knows how to do that is to go into the collective conscious. The thing that we have been trying to get rid of and kill for 2.5 games now. Technically all of the games if you look back at the lore, but this isn't a lore video, this is a review video. It's the thing we've been trying to get rid of for 2.5 games now. And you know what? They just don't want to get rid of it. They like having it around. It's like a little dog. They just feed it sometimes. And it stores all the collective consciousnesses of all the people that it's murdered. Just like a dog. So she decides to go into the collective conscious to retrieve a crystal that is said to get rid of her powers. And she gets in there and all of a sudden it is not what it seems. She is ambushed by the merchant who completely lost himself, does not know who he is or why he is there or what the fuck is going on. Poor guy. Luckily, she does not kill him though, because he's just confused. And angry, I guess. He's probably angry. I know I would be. And then following the merchant, once thinking she retrieved the crystal, it was a fake, obviously. If you didn't get that from when I said continuously. The merchant had a fake crystal. She then finds herself in the Beneviento. She finds herself in the dollhouse. Yes, very scary. The worst part of the game. Best part of the game. Where she is toyed with and strung along by an unknown voice. Anyone who can gather context clues really well or at all would know that this voice belongs to Evie. I, however, did not understand that until the big reveal, because I'm kind of dumb. But she is strung along by Evie with the promise of the crystal that will take away her powers. Upon getting to the end of the house and realizing that there are not any crystals on the premises, I assume. She might have some. Probably not the ones she needs. Probably like quartz or something, I don't know. But upon realizing that the crystal she is looking for is not in the house, she tries to leave, obviously. But Evie is very set on murdering her. Just taking her out of the picture. Because that was supposed to be Evie's life. Evie was supposed to be the daughter of Mia and Ethan. So obviously, Rose put a big damper on that plan. Also, Ethan murdering her probably put a big damper on that plan. Really, it's Ethan's fault. I don't know. It sounds like Ethan's fault to me. And during these first 2 encounters, we are followed around by a mysterious light. I was going to say voice, but it doesn't speak. It's just a light that you read. Makes words appear. Named Michael. Or who it projects to be Michael. It tells us its name is Michael. Why wouldn't it be Michael? Upon being almost murdered by Evie, Michael makes an appearance. Helps us defeat Evie. And then it is revealed that it is Ethan. Big shock. Even me, a man who doesn't understand what context clues are, figured out that it was Ethan. Which is on a very heartwarming moment. It's good to see Ethan interact with his daughter. Upon leaving the dollhouse, she appears in the village. The village that the game is based off of. You guys might have heard of it. It's a big village full of just decrepit ooze. Just raining down from the sky. Like ooze god. I might use that for something else. I'm gonna write that down. But it's just pulling in the sky, oozing down, raining down, and she must fight her way to the heart. Where, big shocker, there is Mother Miranda. Because where else would she be? She was part of the consciousness, so it would make sense that she's there. It would also make sense that she is making an evil plan. However, it does not make sense that she is making clones of Rose to experiment on and also give away to the merchant man. That one's a little weird. I feel like she wouldn't just... Maybe she's selling the clones. It's not important. It's not important what she does with the clones. But she's making clones, and that's all you need to know. That's not a big plot line. But she realized that the clones just weren't strong enough. The clones were never going to be strong enough. They weren't the original Rose. They weren't the Rose that she kidnapped as a baby and tried to turn into her dead daughter. And so she decided the best way to get the real Rose is to lie to her, bring her into the Megamycete. Mutamycete? I'd never really understood the difference, but maybe I should look into that. To bring her into the Megamycete and just take her. Just use her to be strong, to get out, to win, to be better. Not like morally better, but just to be stronger. Physically better, though. Probably, yes. And so, the whole first intro cutscene was a lie. So that's where you find out that your friend who told you that you could get rid of your powers by going into this writhing blob in this cage turns out to be a bad guy. Well, to be a clone. A copy. A projection. He turns out to be a projection. And you're like, wow, how could somebody who convinced me to go into a writhing mass of ooze in a container be a bad guy? I just don't understand. He's so trustworthy. But Ethan shows back up, saves the day. We still don't see his face. She breaks the crystal because she realizes that her powers are the only thing that she inherited from her dad. And all's well that ends well. Mother Miranda is murdered. Ethan is murdered again, but he's probably okay, honestly, knowing how resilient he is. And she gets out with her powers still intact. And then the cutscene from the original game plays. The ending cutscene where she goes to the graveyard. And everything sort of makes sense now. And that's about the summary of the game. Now to get into my review. The review part. The thing that the video is based about. I loved it. I thought it was great. I really am glad that they were able to just pull that out of their ass. Because they had no intentions of making a DLC. So I think they did very beautifully on that. I think making the merchant a bad guy on accident was a great idea. I think giving us about 30 so minutes in each section of the game was great. Just letting us explore an alternate version of those areas was wonderful. Introducing old new bad guys, or new old bad guys. Man, one of those is right, and I don't know which one. Doesn't matter. But they did just a great job at bringing back old characters, old villains, making Rose a fleshed out character and not just a baby that we see for a long time and then now as an adult visiting Ethan's grave, but having no reason to visit his grave because she doesn't know who he is or any of that unless Mia told her, which she might have. I don't know. I'm not around for their mother-daughter conversations. But they did wonderfully. It was a wonderful DLC. It was a wonderful game even. I would play it again. I'm thinking about speedrunning it, maybe as a video. I'm not sure yet. But I think it would be fun to do. What the fuck was I talking about? With this being unscripted, it would make sense to add all of my confused, wandering thoughts to the video. Just to give it more of a lifelike, unscripted feel. But I feel like I don't want to do that. I feel like I should edit some of the stupid shit out. I don't know. I guess we'll see in editing. Or at least I will. You won't. You won't know the difference. But, I mean, the one gripe that I do have about the game, it did come full circle, but I wish they would have given us a more wrapped up ending. I wish they wouldn't have just reused the same cutscene from the original game. I wish they would have ended with something. I wish we could have seen her and Mia talk about Ethan for a little bit, or confront Mia about Ethan and why she didn't know all of these things about him. Or even Chris. I would have liked to have seen Chris at least one time. Just bring him back. Give him a boulder to punch. Just give him something. Bring him back. Make him powerful again. Make Chris great again. Fuck. No. Don't cut that out. Edit that out. Do I think the ending could have been better? Yeah, I think the ending could have been better. Do I think it could have been worse and just a cash grab? Also, yeah. I think that they put their hearts into this DLC, and I think that the DLC really was just like a passion of love for them. Maybe not a passion of love, but maybe like passion of a friend, someone that they care about, but not like too much. Did that make sense? Because they put a lot of effort into it. No, it was a passion of love. Just because I didn't get the ending that I wanted does not mean that they did not get the ending that they wanted, and that was how they wanted the game to go. But all in all, I'd give it like a good 7.5. Maybe 8. Let's go with 8. I'd give it a good 8 out of 10. How did I do the reviewing in the Resident Evil 3 review? Did I give it a number score? I'm not going to go back and watch it. The new reviewing standard is 8 out of 10. God, what did I review Resident Evil 3? It's probably different now. I'm not going to update it, but I probably gave it like a good review. I gotta go and undo that. New Resident Evil 3 remake review. 6 out of 10. Just to put that out there. Don't watch that video and then get a wrong idea. It's a 6 out of 10. I mean, I could ramble on for hours about the Resident Evil 4 remake, but this is a Resident Evil... This is a Shadow of a Rose review. I'm going to edit all of this out. I don't know why I'm still talking. I think I just like to talk. I don't get to a lot. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I mean, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Do all the normal stuff. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. It gets my videos promoted out there. It makes me seem more interesting than I actually am. And yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next whatever I do.